By Alistair Grant. The leader of Scottish Labour has insisted there will not be any deals or pacts with the SNP in Westminster after the election. Leonard categorically ruled out any deal with the Nationalists if Jeremy Corbyn fails to secure a majority. It came after Nicola Sturgeon opened the door to a DUP-style confidence and supply arrangement with Labour in exchange for an independence referendum. Mr. Leonard said a minority Labour administration would put its agenda before the Commons, and if the SNP then voted that down they would have to answer to the people of Scotland. He said, "There will be no deals with the SNP. There is no pact with the SNP, there will be no deals with the SNP, there will be no coalition with the SNP. We've said that we are standing in this election to form a majority Labour government. If we are a minority Labour government, we would draft a Queen's speech and it would then be up to the SNP whether they voted for that progressive, transformative Queen's speech or not. And if they did not vote for it, they would have to answer to the people of Scotland why they did not vote for it." A Scottish Labour spokesman said this was also the position of the UK party, and pointed to comments made by Shadow Chancellor John McDonnell earlier this week. Mr. McDonnell also insisted there would be no pacts or coalitions with the SNP. There has been widespread speculation the SNP would agree to prop up a minority Labour administration in exchange for a second independence referendum. Ms. Sturgeon has rejected the idea of any formal coalition with Mr. Corbyn if he fails to secure a majority on December 12. However, she has not ruled out a looser, confidence and supply arrangement in return for another independence vote. Following the 2017 election, the DUP agreed to prop up Theresa May's government under such a deal, with the Northern Irish Party supporting the Conservative administration on key issues. Mr. Leonard addressed the issue as he launched Scottish Labour's general election campaign in Maryhill in Glasgow. He insisted a radical and redistributive Labour government would eclipse the SNP's case for the establishment of a separate Scottish state. And he said he did not believe the SNP has a mandate for another independence referendum. He added, "The election of a Labour government in December will mean that by the middle of next year, the people will have a choice in a Brexit referendum." The premise currently of the SNP's call for a second independence referendum is Brexit. In 6 months' time, 7 months' time, we could have a Remain vote in a Brexit poll of the people, which will take away that argument completely. Over the weekend, Shadow Business Secretary Rebecca Long-Bailey said Labour would not stand in the way of ANYO. For more on this story, visit the news article link.